and gentlemen. We've joined by the miracle of modern technology with a wonderful young lady who I'd like to introduce you to. This is Mozart. You want to say hello, Mozart?
Hello.
Hopefully she'll be able to hear us say hello back if you want to say hello back to her. Did you hear that all right?
Yeah.
Excellent. So, Mozart has a very, very interesting story, which I'm going to ask her some questions, hopefully elicit that from her. She's a very, very clever young lady, but it might be worthwhile putting a bit of context about her background. So, this is from her mum's blog. Family travel is the best education in the world, and if you do slow travel and extended travel internationally by designing a lifestyle that's location independent, the world becomes your classroom. Today it's easier than ever to give your child a world-class education to prepare them to be global citizens of the 21st century on as little as $23 a day per person. That is what we've been living on since 2006. That's his mum saying that. So we know it can be done, and the educational advantages have been astounding. Today you can live, work and school anywhere, and this trend will only grow as the new economy and technology makes it easier and easier. And so, Mozart, would you like to say a little bit about what it is that you've done for the past few years, your travels and the places you've been?
Well, we traveled the world non-stop for the past 9 years to 47 countries on 5 continents so far, and some people say that I'm the most well-traveled kid in the world because I've been to so many places at such a young age. And I've been working on my music. I hope to start a career in music someday. And that is basically what we have been doing for the past few years, basically.
Excellent. So what also is quite difficult for Mozart is, of course, you can't see you because the webcam's pointing here. So you're doing very well considering the fact you're seeing a blank wall, Mozart. Thanks very much. So, your parents made a decision you would learn from travelling rather than by going to a regular school. Can you tell us about some of the benefits that you yourself have had? Bearing in mind, what age were you when you started your travels?
I was 5 when I started. I was 5 years old.
And you are now what age?
I am 14 years old now. 14.
So in those 9 years, you did all that travelling, and what have the benefits been for you as a young lady?
Well, we call it Worldschooling, and we literally use the world as our classroom, and every single day is like a field trip. And I've had a lot more freedom than most, and educators like John Holt and John Taylor Gatto were motivators for my parents, and like Anne-Marie Roper, founder of the Roper School, also worked with me when I was young, and they had influence. I love books. I'm a compulsive book reader. I've always have been, and experience are the keys to my learning. And I've mostly homeschooled, but we have dipped into schools a little too for language immersion and social connection to a culture. So I feel like I have gotten the best possible education. I think I've been very blessed with a much deeper understanding of our planet, our people, and life itself through my experiences, because I've been blessed to see some of the best museums in the world, the most fantastic sights, and I've met so many amazing people of every type. Like, I've slept in a Berber tent in the Sahara when I was 6. I climbed the tiger's nest in Bhutan at 10, and I've seen so much of this world by just bike, walking, train, boat, anything. And I've seen the poorest people and also some of the richest through luxury hotels.
And that's a heck of a lot you've done already, and many of us haven't done that in a long lifetime. So congratulations to you for doing all that. So with what you've described, do you feel that in any way you've missed out socially? Most children your age would go to a school and be with a group of people who were their friends, perhaps for all of their lives. Whereas you are very transient. You move from school to school, from country to country, and likely never see any of those people you're with again. How do you cope with that?
Well, I have gotten a good taste of school, and I know the benefits and the downsides. I like the freedom of home education, and I will do that now for my 4 years of school. I have friends all over the world, and I think I am more social than most people, because right now I'm in the master's program for singing, and I have lots of time hanging out with friends who are in the same class and they love music just as much as I do, and they want to do it for the rest of their lives, so we have that in common. And I also have a bunch of homeschooled friends, and I think it's just a myth that homeschooled kids don't get socialized, because we do. We get a lot of social time. We do.
Okay, that's excellent. So, also, you're a trilingual in Spanish as well as English, Spanish and Mandarin. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes? I'll come back to that in a minute. And you're a multi-instrumentalist as well. And we'll come back to that, your musical prowess in a short while. But can you explain any of these, how any of these skills were assisted through the use of technology, given the fact you were so mobile?
Well, my mother really exposed me to languages starting in the womb, because she thought it was something very important. I was fluent in Spanish well before we got to Spain, and my parents worked really hard to get that to me from birth, but technology really has helped a lot for my languages and my music, because, for example, Skype. I've taken a ton of my classes for languages and music through Skype and through online courses and just everything. Technology really is a large part in my languages and my music, definitely.
So apart from Skype, are there any other tools you would use in a creative way, do you think?
I would say Skype is really the main technology, sort of. But we have laptops and we have everything that we would totally be lost without.
In the lifestyle that your parents have chosen because you're mobile. Do you, I asked that question earlier. I need to get my act together. Yeah, you're doing some singing, and you actually have a song that may appear in a film, or will appear in a film. Would you like to tell us a bit about your journey to becoming a singer?
Well,
songwriter?
Yeah. Well, I'm really amazed, and I'm so excited that people love my songwriting and my singing, because I've been doing this very, very seriously for the last year, and I hope to help people and spread light with my music. I wrote a song at 13 called You're Not Alone to stop...
Would you like to tell us what that's about? Sorry, while you're on the subject of that song.
Yes.
What's that song about?
It's about human trafficking, and I wrote it to help stop human trafficking, because I learned that the average age of its victims are just 14 years old, like me.
And that's the one that's going to appear in the film, isn't it?
Yes. By very lucky chance, my first audition was with Tim Byrne from X Factor and Dallas Lovato, who is Demi Lovato's sister. The Lovato sisters were students of my voice teacher, and we came here from Asia as she was in the book The Talent Code. They heard my song and it gave them chills, and Dallas took it to the producers of a movie, and they are going to be using it in the soundtrack, which is very, very exciting.
I bet you and your whole family are ecstatic about that.
Yes.
So your mum talks about, this is a question which I sent by my fat thumbs on Twitter, that I couldn't type it properly, so you may not be aware of this question that I was going to ask you, which was about, your mum talks about certain things being the coins of the realm in helping a young person, like the literacies that they're going to need. Would you be able to say anything about that?
Okay, well, this is actually a quote from a Harvard professor, Clay Christensen, who wrote the book Disrupting Class and is a world expert on innovation. And she loves thinking, which aligns with our methods. And he says, so the coin of the realm is not memorizing the facts that they are going to need for the rest of their lives. The coin of the realm will be, do you know how to find information? Do you know how to validate it? Do you know how to synthesize it? Do you know how to leverage it? Do you know how to communicate it? Do you know how to collaborate with it? Do you know how to problem solve with it? That is the new 21st century set of literacies, and it looks a lot different than the model that most of us were raised under.
And how do you feel you are able to cope with those new literacies then? Do you think you've got those coins of the realm in good order?
I do. Yeah. I feel like I got
it. I think my audience wouldn't doubt that for 1 minute. I have to say, that's been a remarkable short insight into your really unusual lifestyle, and it's been a pleasure to have you join us. It's very hard to remember you are only 14. I can't believe I've been speaking to a 14-year-old with some of those answers you've been giving me. So thank you very much for giving your time. You're about to go and play at the House of Blues, aren't you? That's where you're off to later.
Yes, I am.
Gig there. So good luck with that.
Thank you.
I don't know whether you'll hear a round of applause from everybody. Thank you, and we don't have any time for any questions. Maybe one day we'll have you here in person for the NAACE conference and you can take questions personally. Anyway, thanks very much for that, and goodbye. Good luck with your signing, Mozart. Take care.